Well, good evening, everybody. Once again, welcome to the Dan Vino podcast. I have another very special guest. She's living her life like it's golden. This girl right here, I tell you, she's very inspirational and very inspiring. She is the one that sparked up the Dan Vino podcast. She woke it up, she plugged it in, and she got me started. But I'm so glad to have this sister on with me today. She's like, she really has my heart like a real sister. But I'm telling you now, she's with her husband. That's my boy right here, Evangelist Dave Veneman, and his lovely queen, Ross Veneman. Man, put your hands together for me. I love you right here, man. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, man? In the house.
I see you sitting next to the Golden Queen there.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Yes, he is. He got this whole room is lit up.
I know, boy. That's the real golden nugget right there, boy. I had to find a song for her. I said, now this is the perfect fit. The perfect fit. But I want to let everybody know, she is she has a study that she's went to school for, and it was the business administration at Rutgers University. And like I say, she's married to a beautiful brother, man. That's to me, man. I was gonna say I'm gonna leave that alone. But to me, these the power couple right here. They're on the same page, same vision, same idea, same dream, man. They're going somewhere with that, and they are affecting everybody around them. When they come to you about something, harden not your heart. Listen to them. They wanna take your currency. They wanna change it and educate you how to make it become wealth building for you. Now, when they came to me with it, I remember, man. I didn't listen for a while. It took me a minute, but it wouldn't give up on me. Every now and then they'll shoot me a little nugget, and say, "Hey, listen, you thought about it. You better jump on board. They're getting ready to do this, I said, man, let me make a move, man. And at the time, I'm in my mind, I was thinking you had to have a whole lot of money. But I remember Dave used to say the golden word to me, man, whatever you got, man, get in where you fit in. I invested and I got in. I started out maybe $8 or $16. But man, look at here, I'm so glad I did, man. I thank God for you guys, man. I really do. Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Well, I just
Ross, this is your show.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for having me on here. It's definitely been a pleasure. I'm just happy to see that what God has birthed in you to bring Danvino Division, the podcast, to life.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We've been talking about it, and I'm just going to give you your kudos.
Yes.
I started this 2015 when y'all first came out, and y'all was one of my first guests when I did the podcast. And the enemy came in and shut it down, and I just put everything away. And 2020, God said, take it out the closet.
Yep.
And set it
now.
During the pandemic, that's when he called me to bring it out and get that back up. When all this trouble going on around us, man, and the coronavirus, you telling me to start the business during that time? God said, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
My God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And isn't that amazing how God does that? And so many millionaires and billionaires actually are created in economic times like this. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, kudos to you for stepping out in faith and doing what God has called you to do. You dusted that off and now you working it. So Congratulations to you.
Exactly.
And I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me my husband and I, to be on your show. We appreciate that. And for your audience, welcome. To the Danvino Division podcast. We appreciate you guys tuning in to the live viewers as well as the replayers. We definitely appreciate this. So, Danny.
Yeah, absolutely.
let's get to the fruits.
Wait a minute. Do you have like you just released a book, right?
Yes, I did.
Congratulations.
Is that power of a thought?
That is the power of a thought.
Oh man,
that's book number 2.
I'm getting mine.
Yep, that's book number. The first book was Power of Affluence.
It would be this.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That was book number 1.
Oh.
Yes.
Congratulations on
Congratulations,
that.
bro.
Number 2. Wow.
Yeah, I believe that when God starts dropping nuggets on you,
got some golden nuggets over there.
When they start hitting you in your head, write about it.
Come on, brother. That's what's up.
Start writing about it. Because I do believe that once you pour yourself out into people, into a book or into a song, then that's when God gives you more revelation. That's what vision is. Vision is revelation.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Amen. That's
right. You get a vision, you got revelation. What you gonna do about it?
Yep.
That's it. That's what we talked about earlier,
yep,
right?
Exactly.
That vision.
That's why we got assets over liabilities. So when you become an asset and your relationships that you have, you become an asset. So anytime you always add value, just like you have added so much value into our lives, and then we added value to your life. So nobody's missing. If we're adding value, you're adding value, nothing is missing. And that's being fruitful,
right,
and producing.
Right.
So God wants all of us to have assets in every area of our lives. Spiritual, in every area.
That's one of my chapters, the recognition of a golden partner. And I talks about when Jesus told Peter to cast the nets on the right, but Peter cast the net. And then when he caught those, when the fishes, all the fishes were trying to get in the net because they was commanded to get in the net, but Peter was supposed to cast nets. But the Bible says that the net began to break, and they said Peter partners had to come over and help him. Then that opened up my eyes. Mm-hmm. You cannot. There's God does not give you a vision, a business, or a company without the right partners. You can't do it by yourself. Right. And I use that as an illustration. Peter would have lost profit if he didn't have partners.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You gotta have the right golden connected partners. That is. If you wrote that vision down and they read it, they'll get on the boat with you.
Mm-hmm. Right. And you know what? And the what I want to say, the reverse part of it, the negative part of it, like someone that's toxic. You know what I mean? Anybody that's like toxic is like, okay, you know what? You can't, I gotta distance you from this positive energy. Mm-hmm. Because if someone that's toxic come into something that's positive, you know what I'm saying? If you're not careful, that toxic person could start infecting each person, you know what I mean? And negativity and this, that, the other, so like you said something that was powerful, Danny. You said vision 2020, mm-hmm. Vision, perfect vision. So even people that you connect with, we have to be very sensitive and mindful to make sure the people that we connect with, everyone produce. Like, there's no losers when we all come together. You have gifts and talents. I have gifts and talents. You have gifts and talents. There's no losers. We come together. We all produce. We all eat. We all benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Exactly.
Man.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Hey, man, all we got to do is plug in.
That's it.
Just real simple, plug in.
Yeah.
Don't be non-productive. Do something.
Exactly.
I asked a relative, I say, what is that you want to do? He said, I want to detail cars. I almost said something negative. But I said, you know what? I didn't put that in him. Mm-hmm. I got behind him. I said, hey, man, I believe you're going to be the best detail. car detailer in this city.
Mhm.
Now, after I done my part, they never plugged in. So now they're gonna take that. If they don't hurry up and get into it, then when their time expire, they'll take that to the grave. You know, that somebody needed that service. There was something special. There's a special service in that area that he was supposed to bring. You know, I don't care if you got a passion to groom animals, shampoo them, cut them, trim them. That's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
that's a gift, man.
Gifts without repentance.
Exactly.
Gifts without repentance.
And that's what God has given each and every one of us, a purpose, a gift. But we have to choose to go out there and start implementing and executing and locking arms with those who, you know, who see our vision, who we see their vision, and we can come together and build up, like my husband had already said. You know, even with you know, as far as even with wealth building, right? My husband and I have been, you know, just digging in, like, what are some of the things that we can do to really start building our wealth? I'm not just talking about riches, but true wealth, something that not only do we benefit from, but how can we pass it on to the next generations? Right. And when we started doing that, we started researching, we found the different things. And just like Dave has shared earlier, and you had shared, you know, get in where you fit in, right?
Right.
So as we started sharing this and sharing it with you, we wasn't, because we seen the power in what we were doing,
right,
and what we were sharing. That's why we continue to drop those nuggets on you. And I see you got some gold nuggets sitting back there. So
the nuggets y'all gave me.
Over there stacking over there, aren't you?
Well, look here. It was 3. And y'all kept talking. 4 done popped up. Keep talking.
and that's what it's all about. You know, just sowing seeds and being able to help people to see the different ways that they can build wealth. Is not just working a 9 to 5. You know, some people have seen that themselves in the situation now, in this economic situation that we're all in globally, that they needed another stream of income, or they need one stream of income, you know, and not having to rely on, you know, the government. And then there's those people who have been profitable, but they want even more because they have such a bigger dream, right?
Right.
And that's the beautiful thing about it. No matter where you are in the spectrum, you are able to benefit from what we're doing, right? As long as you see the benefit for yourselves. And that's why we always say, just get in where you fit in. Because when we talk about building wealth, we talk about assets.
Yep.
We talk about assets, getting assets into your life that now you can build upon those assets, keep building and building upon the assets that you already have. I mean, you say you had 2 gold nuggets. Now you got 3.
Now you
right?
got 3 gold nuggets.
The more y'all talk, they keep popping up.
That's what happened.
But you know what though, Danny? When I was a kid, and I see these guys, you know, especially depending on what type of neighborhood I was in, but like in a real like suburban area, you know, lived in the inner city, but you know, the school was in the suburbs, kind of somewhat, right? So we see like these nice cars and stuff like that. These guys are driving nice cars and vehicles. Didn't really understand it, so I just think, oh man, they just want to, you know, let's say like a Mercedes or something, right?
Right.
Of value. And so anyway, I would think, man, you know, they just trying to be cool and trying to show off. But those that understand money and they understand value, they need somewhere to park their cash, right? So what they do is they take that cash and they'll put it into a car that has value.
Wow.
That it holds it maintains its value. It doesn't lose a lot of value. It maintains. So they'll put that car in a Rolls Royce, they'll in a Bentley. They'll put that that cash. They'll put the cash in an oil painting. They'll put that in that cash in a winery or something like that, or in diamonds or in real estate. So what they do is they take the cash, and the cash work for them. The whole idea is for the cash. They work for the paper, okay? But as soon as they get that paper, they immediately, because they're thinking about multiplication, they immediately have to grow. That cash has to grow. So that cash do not stay cash for long. They end up putting it somewhere so that it can start to grow.
Right.
And that's where you have a situation where you're making money while you sleep, because if you have something of value, it's still producing for you. Even if it's the next 5, 10, 15 years, you know what I mean? It's still producing for you.
Right.
Because it's not just sitting there doing nothing.
Exactly.
Right.
But people that don't understand wealth, they leave their money sit in a bank, all right, their cash, and Jerome Powell already clearly, the chairman of the Feds, Jerome Powell, he said, listen, guys, I'm gonna let you know, based on this economy, we're looking at 0 right now, interest rate. So you ain't gonna get nothing for a while. So he's letting people know, look, the smart ones, the people that understand wealth, building wealth, they immediately should say, you know what, I need to take some of this cash and start putting it in and finding an asset and putting that thing to work.
Right. You know, that goes back to my book, The Power of Thought. This guy came up with a thought, and he put it together as a business.
Wow.
And it started growing, and it turned into a corporation, and it got large and became a Fortune 500. And then he built an empire. And I always tell people, what are you thinking? What empire are you trying to build? Where are you taking your currency? What are you building? You know, the money is like seeds. You don't eat your seeds. You plant seeds.
Right.
You're supposed to plant seeds. You don't eat them. See, you sit there and eat your seeds, you don't get no harvest. The only harvest you're gonna get when it come from the bottom, and it's out the waste.
So Danny, let me get this right. So you trying to tell me if I decide to plant a apple tree,
apple seed,
okay, apple tree, yeah, an apple seed, and if you trying to tell me, if you trying to tell me if I don't plant the seed, I'm not going to get a harvest.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something about that. Here's the deal: when you and I can we can experience from our experience, when we plant the seed, why God covers it up with dirt and it puts us in a dark place. Don't get to see the sun. I can't see the vision, but I plant the seed. You may not be getting a whole lot of likes right now. People may not be tuning in or tagging you or just coming, but you plant the seed. But right now you in a dark place. Then all of a sudden you begin to grow out, and you can feel the roots up under the ground expanding, and it's spreading. And you like, well, how far the roots gonna go? God said, because this is gonna be a big tree.
That's good.
The bigger the feet, the bigger the man.
That's good. That's right. That's right.
So now once the roots get spreaded out, now that little old bitty stem pops out the ground and get a little sun. That's where the growth comes, is how long can you be patient and stay there and believe in your assignment and believe in that this is what God calls you to do. You have to be patient, because there's something in us that he has to, that he's doing within us. There's some things in us that need to be pruned. There's some things around us that need to be pruned and cast away from us. Got to dig those weeds up around us.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right. That's planting that seed, man. But the key thing is plant the seed. Have a plan. That's all you got to do is get a plan. It could be the wrong plan, but if you get a plan, God will use it, and He'll geographically take it where it's supposed to be at.
I'm sorry, babe. I'm kind of cutting into your space here. This your show right here.
Well, we know how this rolls. We know how this happens.
And you know what? It's funny because, like you just said, that seed has to go into the ground and is in a dark place. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so you have to be patient. The whole nine has to go through the process, germinating and stuff. But then a lot of folks that don't understand wealth, Danny, they don't understand wealth. The seed is in their hand, mm-hmm. and it's in their hand and in their pocket. And like you said, they don't do anything with the seed. The instruction is to plant it.
Right.
Like you just said, the instruction is to take that seed and plant it, put it in, invest that seed, or it could be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And some people, they have been hurt, whatever's going on in life, and they've been hurt, and they're afraid for someone to come into their life and speak life to them, this, that, the other, because they've been burnt so many times.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so they don't produce healthy, fruitful relationships.
Yep. You know, as you was talking, I was thinking of this. The worst place to have a seed is in your mind, and you never use it. Mm-hmm. Worst place to keep it at. You got to get it out. I remember having so many ideas, and I wouldn't exercise it. And the next thing I know, somebody came up with the invention. I said, I remember I thought of that.
Mm.
Yeah, it's all about the execution.
I remember I thought of that. I remember having the idea of this little black chip on my key, and you just go chirp, chirp, and it opens up the door. That vision came to me in my 20s. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know where to start. You know, it was just a thought. And the next thing I know, almost every car has it.
Yeah.
Execution.
Yeah.
Execution.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why, even, you know, with what we're doing, and we talk about and share with people how to build their wealth, and, you know, just networking in itself, you can, what is the saying? You know, your network basically represents your net worth. Mm-hmm. It's like, who are you associating with?
Right.
You know, who's in your ear gates? You know, what's going into your eye gates? Where are you getting your information? And how can you, depending on if you have the vision, what is your vision for your life, for your family's life?
Right.
You know, and those are some of the things that Dave and I said, you know what? We have to make sure that we're locking arms with people who have a vision for their life, who's going to stretch us, right? Who's going to stretch us to another level, because we knew that there was more that we wanted to accomplish in our lives, but we knew that where we were was not going to get us to where we wanted to go.
Right.
So we had to be able to be, you know, knew we had to be open and take steps of faith in order to make that vision come to life. So as we continue on this journey, there's new things, new people that we're meeting who we're able to, you know, plug into, lock arms with, even as we're building our wealth along with them. So even in this space that we're in, right? We talk about network, we talk about precious metals, we talk about assets. And it's all about, you know, what are those assets going to do for us? What has those assets done over a lifetime for many historically? What has it done? So we're looking at that. And then we're looking at, okay, who can we share this with as well, who's also see the vision on, you know, what this network and what this wealth building is all about, and how they can reciprocate, well, actually duplicate what we're doing, you know, who's willing to do that, and how the next person. So it's all about duplication, making it very simple for people to really grasp what we're doing.
Right.
And they see that happening for themselves, because many of people are getting out of debt. You know, they're able to take care of their loved ones on this journey. They're able to retire their own selves, retire their spouses,
right?
You know, able to travel. What are some of the things that, you know, even for our audience, what are some of the things that you desire to do?
Right.
You know, will those things require more income for yourself?
Right.
You know, residual income for you. How will that change the dynamics of your life?
Right. Right. Right.
So those are the things we speak to people based on their goals. What do they want to do? Not what we want to do, but what they want to do. That's what we want to peel back the layers of that onion and say, okay, let's get to the core of what your goals are.
Right.
You know, is it philanthropy? What is it? Is it that ministry that you want to start? Is it that spouse that you want to retire? Is it you who want to retire?
Right. Right.
How can that help, or what can help you fulfill those desires that you actually have? Help fulfill that vision that you have for your life and your family's life. So those are the things that we try to get to the core of the people that we speak with, you know? So yeah. Yep.
Wow, Dave, you want to piggyback on that, man?
Man, that's a tough one. You know, that's a real tough one there, bro. You know what I thought about? I thought about. I just got a picture of somebody that might have dropped out of school or whatever, or cutting class or whatever, and they just sitting on the couch eating corn chips and stuff.
Right.
You know, watching Netflix all day, not doing nothing.
Right.
Like not doing nothing. And that's where those they're liabilities, but they can be they have the potential to be assets. They just don't know it.
Right.
And so I think that the challenging thing is when we get the opportunity to speak to someone that they see themselves as a liability because they see themselves as a victim.
Right.
You know, so they have that victim mentality. So when we say victim mentality, let's get back to the person that's laying on the couch. All they do, that's all they do. And you ask them, okay, hey, are you going to go to job? Is you going to get a job? Is you going to start a business? No, they won't. And so they start making excuses. The man won't. The man is hard on me, or they're not hiring, or you know, I'm not qualified. So they begin to make excuses for themselves for the condition that they're in. But see, like you just said, a power of a thought. And when a person get a thought and say, wait a minute, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do all things. Wait a minute. So wait a minute, I can start that business. I can go back to school. I can get that job or that career. I can do it. It's me. It's not me, not somebody else is the problem. No, the man in the mirror is the problem. I'm the problem.
Right.
And so when I become the problem, that means I am the seed that refused to be planted.
Right. Wow.
And I will not be able to produce anything if I don't experience those dark times. Because like you just said earlier, Danny, one thing about a seed, you have to plant the seed, and the conditions are always dirty.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's always dirty.
It's always dirty.
Yeah. And you know, I just want to share this with you today, just catch a little bit of this. You can't plant a seed on beach sand. You can't plant a seed on that in clay. You have to plant a seed in good ground. Now I'm gonna tell you why I said that. To you all that's listening out there. every time you go to a job, seems like when you do 2 years there, you're ready to go because you are planted in the wrong place. I've seen guys work for UPS, Federal Express, Nestle, big time companies making real good money. Do you know they complain about the job? It's not the money. You're in the wrong environment. You're not doing what you're called to do.
Here we go.
So the seed gets troubled.
Mm-hmm.
You hate the boss. You hate your co-workers, but that's not it. You hate your environment because you know you weren't called to be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how much Egypt pays you. So you'd have gotten used to the slop. That's why you want to stay. They got good insurance. I can't leave. Are you serious? Kingdom Insurance way better than that. Their insurance.
Here we go. Here we go.
Don't be afraid. Use their assets. Put your money together. Take your currency and direct it to something that's going to bring you wealth. Exchange it for gold, at least.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you don't do nothing else, do that.
Right.
You know, get a plan. Your plan is not to get this job because they pay good. That's not a plan. Tap into the vision that, okay, here's what I tell people. If you want to know what your gift is, look behind your passion. God will hide it behind your passion. What you're so passionate about, you keep doing and you're not getting paid for. Why are you counseling everybody? Why people keep calling you for advice? Because you need your own office. You need to turn your key into that building and start marketing that. You'll be surprised, man. People around the world, from the White House to the crack house, will come see you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. God is no respecter of person.
Yep.
And
God will make room for your gift as well.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
That's it. And that's one of the things, you know, us finding our gift, being able to, you know, speak with people and building wealth. You know, I focus on my strengths because my husband and I literally build business together. So I focus on my strength. I'm more of the analytical person. I love the problem solving. He loves the, you know, the big picture. He wants to see the bigger picture. And I love like getting into the cracks and, you know, figuring out stuff. I love the problem solving. I love that. But we both love engaging with other people to find out what their goals are as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so those are the things. So we kind of, you could consider it like tag teaming on how we literally approach the business. Do you need your spouse, or do you have to have someone else in the business with you that we're talking about? No. Can you definitely connect with other people within this business that we do? Absolutely. It's amazing because the things that we've done, and, you know, we're in this economic time, you know, this globally under this this lockdown and things like that. But prior to this, you know, years past, just last year, we were literally able to travel to places that we didn't even think about traveling to.
Right.
You know, we just traveled to Madrid, Spain. We didn't even think about going to Spain. We traveled to Cape Town, South Africa.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, we're looking at, you know, buying a house there.
Right.
You know, we didn't think about this before.
Right.
But because we were open and because what we're doing allowed us to do those things, now we're able to dream even bigger than what we were dreaming before.
Right.
This opened up our eyes. This opened up our vision to even more things. I think about someone that I look up to. He said to a mentee of his, He said, "Oh, do you want to travel to New York?" And his mentee said, "No, New York. Oh no, it's too crowded. Oh no, this and that." But this gentleman, his name is Dennis Kimbrough, he said, "I want to take you to the Empire State Building. I want to take you to, to go on the top of the Empire State Building so you can see, like DC and all these different places." He did that for him. The mentee said, "Wow, that was amazing." Because all the mentee seen was the crowd and the hustle and bustle of New York. He didn't have a big enough vision to see beyond that.
Wow.
So he was able, because his mentee, Dennis Kimbrough, was able to take him to another place and allow him and help him to see something bigger than what his mentee literally seen. He was just blown away.
Wow.
And this is, I thought about that because of what my husband and I was able to experience in the years, last year. We was able to see even our vision bigger than what we seen in 2018. Because we didn't think about traveling to Cape Town, South Africa, or Madrid, Spain, and doing many of the other things that we were able to do. And it wasn't until we seen what this company was going to be able to afford us to do. Right. We always wanted to travel.
Right.
That was just something that we wanted to do. We always wanted to travel. When our son became of age, when he was able to take care of himself, we said, this is something we want to do. We want to travel.
Right. Right.
But we need finances to do it. Right.
Now, this company you're talking about, who is this company, and do they provide you guys with the tools and the tickets and the access to get around to it? You want to elaborate on that a little bit to the audience?
Go ahead, Ross.
So this company, it's Freebay, right? Mm-hmm. It literally has broadened out his horizons, because we started, it was carrot bars, but we have come into partnerships with other businesses literally over these past few years, 10 years, almost 11 years now. Mm-hmm. So we're broadening out within this company.
We're in 149 countries. 150 countries.
Yeah. So we're expanding beyond just the U.S. borders, right? We're in 149 countries as I speak today, and continue to grow. So, affiliates all around the world, and people literally can start looking at, have the ability to start creating additional streams of income for themselves by signing up, registering for a free account. Literally, that opens them up to multiple streams of income if they desire to have it.
So you say a free account, you mean get registered for free, or you can just open up an account?
Well, you can register for a free account, and you can literally start, first of all, if you want, you can start acquiring assets for yourself. That's simply it, right? And then let's say you wanted to build additional income streams. You become an independent affiliate, and you start literally sharing with other people how they can start acquiring assets too. And if they see an opportunity for themselves to start building additional income streams, they can sign up for register for a free account, and they can literally start doing it. We literally have the opportunity, anyone, it doesn't require, all you have to do is be 18 years of age or older, right? So it doesn't look at your credit score. It doesn't look at your gender, right? It doesn't look at if you have a college degree or not, or a master's degree or not, or a GED or not. It doesn't look at any of those things. What it look at is your ability to want to build additional income streams to build wealth, to acquire assets.
Wow.
That's the requirement for a person.
Wow.
So, I mean, this you think about it for a second. So you trying to tell me that the company, by me sharing, helping others acquire assets, all I got to do is point them in the right direction. They acquire assets, and then the company will reward me, and I would be able to get rewarded for someone getting assets, and that's their assets, not mine. Mm-hmm. I have mine. Yeah. They're acquiring some for them. I'm not asking them to buy a bottle of shampoo. I'm not asking them to get a whole supply of vitamins or store in their garage and then expire. No, all I'm saying is, hey, if you want to acquire assets, let me point you in the direction where you need to go. Then once you sign up and you register for free, okay, now you go in your back office and you see this, you click the button, and then all of a sudden you can determine whether you want them to ship it, right? Ship it and deliver it to your home, or store it for free. Wow.
Man,
wow.
Jeez. Man, this Freebay kind of remind me of this parable in the Bible. Y'all help me out, man, because it's been a long time since I've seen it. I'm trying to remember it. There was this great man that he built this vineyard, and he started hiring laborers, and they came and he paid them a wage to go out there and work in the harvest. And they was and then someone came. These guys been out there for a while, and somebody else came and went out there and worked and did 1 hour. So when they all came back to get paid, they all got the same pay. And somebody said, "Well, I've been out here longer. I've been with Carrot Bars longer. Why we all getting paid the same? I've been in this for a minute. Somebody can come in right now today and sign up. And it's a great time to sign up, because now you can just share. And I think they give you a 7% for sharing it. You didn't put no money in it. Mm-hmm. Come on. Somebody got a tattoo win on your head for you to see it.
And he
lose.
No.
All you gotta do is go out into the field, like the parable said in the Bible, and just get started.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Try to make it so simple, not to complicate things, just make it so simple. And that's simply what we do. We just share with people. You looking for more ways to make more money?
And here's the thing. We're talking about assets. All right, gold. Now we can go a little further. Now that we have the latest technology, all right, people are making money, all right, trading in cryptocurrency. All right, so if they want to learn how to trade, we have an academy that would teach them how to trade. Now, just like if they go to the University of Yale, go to University of Florida, it's a tuition. All right. And they don't have to. It's totally up to them. But if they want to go to the academy and get the academy and learn a trade on how to trade, that would produce more a passive income for them, then they can pay for a package. Watch this, that has the academy and it has the trading, and it has it where they'll be able to do all that stuff for them. If they don't even know how to trade, they have it where they'll teach them how to do it. All right, for beginners. So that's someone that wants to go to school and learn. And here's the thing, Danny, someone, let's say in the free position that did not acquire a package, they just signed up and registered. If they know someone that wants to go to school, academy, and they can go do it online, if that person gets a package and decide they want to go to an academy for, let's say, 3-4 months, that person that came in for free would get a 7% commission off of that academy, that person that wanted to go to school. And they did nothing. All they said was, hey, there's an academy that's going on that teach you how to trade cryptocurrency. Would you be interested? Or personal development. Would you be interested? Would you take a look at it?
Right.
You know, so that's on top of getting assets. That's another additional income.
Yeah.
Wow. For free, in a free position. Free position. They never had a dollar come out of their pocket.
Woo.
And they can get 7%.
All you got to do is just be hungry to learn.
Yep.
That's it. I know every day when I wake up, man, I wake up to look what I'm going to learn today. There's something I can learn every day. I'm like Roz, she calls herself she's a long learner at all times. She's always learning something, you know. But you got to read. You can't lead if you don't read, you know. But to Roz, I want to ask you something. Something I want you to share with your audience is what is some of your what is your greatest achievement that that you feel that you have conquered and overcame by the grace of God?
Ooh, wow. For one, you know, I have this. My husband and I'm like dressed because my husband and I just came back from a phenomenal event today. It was literally honoring women who have gone through, some who may have passed on, and some, you know, obviously who's still survived breast cancer, right? 2-time breast cancer survivor I am, and I thank God for that. Though that's one of the most amazing things that I just thank God every day. And that's, man, get me to cry, but that's one of the things that, you know, even going through something like that, God will show you the power of his influence in your life. Right. Because he can take that experience, that chapter in your life, and he can use that to help someone else out. Right. He can use that to show his power in your life. Wow. He can use that to take you to a whole nother level. He can use that to show you more of what he will use you, the influence that he can use from just that experience that you have gone through. If you see it that way, and it all comes from a power of a thought, right? So he will use that. So I'm so grateful of what God can do through the adversities of life, because that in its, you know, the adversities, yes, money can help you, you know, through the adversity. It can make it a little easier because you don't have to worry about the finances, but it may not stop the adversity that you're going through, right? It didn't stop the adversity that I went through, but having the finances helped it make it that much easier, because that was one less thing I had to worry about. Right? So that in itself, I'm so grateful to be able to say, I just thank God that he brought me through this situation of my life, right? So that's one of the things that I went through that I'm just so thankful for. You know, being able to not only that, God showed me, you know, even through this adversity that you went through, there's going to be some women and men lives that you're going to touch. He used that situation to show me more what he wanted to do through me. And through that situation, I don't have it on me right now, but I created a journal for women who have gone through that, was able to, by the grace of God, get that into a retail store. Right. He showed me the ability to create, and this is the journal. Thank you, dear. Mm-hmm. This is the journal that he actually allowed me to actually to write. And this is a journal to help women who have gone through, you know, just different illnesses, right? And then he showed me in 2018, that was in 2017. Then he showed me in 2018 how to create different meals just to create a better sustainable way of eating for myself, right? So he placed on my heart to create a book, a cookbook.
Right.
So I show your audience that because even through the adversities, God will use it.
My
Those
God.
are the things that he will use to take you from where you were to where he's looking to take you to. That's so amazing. I'm like, you know,
that's amazing.
That's you know, so that is the epitome of what God can do through the hardships that someone like your audience may be going through or have gone through or will go through. Just remember that God will use you if you allow him to.
Right. Wow. You know, I do believe that if the enemy does anything to us, he had to get permission, because God knows that solution is down within us. And so sometimes for God to get the fruit out of us, sometimes we may have to experience something like Job. You know, just keep the faith. You know, just stay plugged into God, and he will give you the directions to get out of it.
Amen.
You know, so, and that's the power. That's the power. That's the exercise of power that you guys done. And this is why you're so fruitful. This is why you go into levels and new levels and new levels of life. You know, because you're not afraid to ask yourself, why am I going through this? And God, show me how to place it under my feet, so I can control it. And that's what you guys are great at. And that's what I love about you. There is no problem. It's just a challenge. And you'll have victory over it real soon.
Amen.
That's it. That's how. That's that. Yeah, that's how it works. You notice when you go through stuff, God is like, yeah, he understands. He see your situation, but he's like, how can I use this, what you're going through, to help someone else come out, or get healing, or go through it. You know what I'm saying? So God always use whatever your situation is, looking at someone else. How can this touch so many other lives?
Right.
Yeah. So that, yeah. So that was some of the, you know, big chapters in my life that, you know, I'm so appreciative, you know, going to school and, you know, dancing in ministry, you know, God will show you things, but are you willing to step out in faith to fulfill those things?
Right.
You know, not being afraid, because God has not given a spirit of fear, right? It's like whatever we want in this life, we have to go after it.
Right.
If there's a passion behind that thing that you have, go after it. Will there be some challenges? Right. Yes.
Right.
But when you already know it's going to be some challenges, it's going to be some challenges. All right. So now you can just go through it.
Right.
Because you already know.
My God. Man, you know, I just thought about something. I got to share this, okay? Your son, Terrell, whenever he comes to church, he always sit next to me. And he'd always bring his camera because he loves to take the guy is very creative. Guess what, y'all? I just thought about something. Your son ties in with you all to me, because your son took my picture and I use it on every book. Just the picture your son took.
Wow.
And I use it on every one on the back of my book. And I just thought of that. You know, very gifted in time. What you guys see in it? I mean, you know, maybe it's just, do y'all see what I see?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's a beautiful thing when you can see that whatever the talent, whatever the gift is in that person, and be able to help them pull that gift out of them to start creating the thing that God has called them to create, right? You know, we talked about before we came on air, I believe, you know, some of the things that some of our family members might have told us that they wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not our place to say, oh, you know, no, don't do that. No, that's what God has planted on the inside of them. The thing that we can do is go ahead and support them.
Right.
We can continue to build them up in their most holy faith.
Right.
To keep pushing on, you know, whatever it is that they desire to do, because what they do is going to touch someone else's life. And what that other person's life that they touched is going to impact the people that they know.
Right.
So it doesn't just stop at one person. You could be impacting a family, a city,
a generation.
You know, there's no limits to what God will do through a person's life if we commit to stepping out in faith and moving with what God has called us to do.
Wow. Yep.
You guys got some more books out, man. I hate to give it away, but you guys wrote a book on He Say, She Say. Do you have that out?
Come on, talk to me, brother.
Wow.
Well, you know what? I was just thinking about the seed that you were saying. My wife and I, we got a book called He Said, She Said. Okay. You know, my wife and I, we've been married 8 years. We've been married twice. First time 8 years, divorced for 10 years, and we got remarried 13 years. And that came through a dark time in our life. You know, you talked about something, Danny, about the seed getting into the ground. And then you got to be patient.
Right.
All right.
Come over. David, come in the screen.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
All right. Yeah. So this came in a very dark time in our life.
Wow.
All right. Where He Said, She Said. Okay, that's one book that we came out with to help marriages. Right. And people that's looking to get married to understand what it takes to be married.
Right.
All right. Before you jump in there, you got to understand it. And my wife and I, from my perspective and from her perspective, we talked about it. And then the first book that I came out with, it was called Get Fired Up About Your Life.
Right.
Because if you don't, who will?
Come on.
You know what I mean? And I wrote this this was after I found out that my dad, he got killed out in North Carolina. He was, you know, in the country, in a rural area, and someone hit him. Okay. And he died instantly right there.
Car accident?
Yeah, it was an accident. And so being devastated by my dad's death. All right. I first time I ever written a book. All right. And I came with this one here because I realized how precious life is.
Right.
All right. And so I talk about getting fired up about your life, because if you don't get fired up about your life and understand what your life means, it got to mean something to you before you can share to someone else.
Right.
So I put it all in here. I just kind of I cried over these pages as I read this. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
So
what can you find? You guys products in your books, your cookbooks, your Raj, you have a fitness tape out as well. Man, you guys are busy. Go ahead.
That's just what God can do. You know, I put out a fitness, and that's what I have to give you. You know, thank you, because you seen that in me. You seen that fitness video in me, and you asked me, and I remember you asked me, so when are you going to put out the fitness video? I'm like, what do you mean? Because the reason why I'm a fitness enthusiast for your audience, and I love to just encourage people to, just to get fit, go out, just if it's walking, whatever it may be, just keep active.
Right.
And I actually did what you said. I stepped out in faith, didn't know how to create a fitness video.
Sow that seed.
But that seed that you sown in my life,
right.
I took that germinated and that grew into an actual DVD, fitness DVD.
Right. And you reversed it, and then you spoke the podcast into me. So what I done to you, God allowed you to put it back on me. I mean, I spoke it, and you saw that you say, boy, you love to talk.
That's right.
Get off the phone. You got, well, it's 2 hours now. You love to talk. You need to do a podcast. So how we speaking to each other lives, and how we stay so divine connected. It's there's a reason for that. I'm telling you, if you get rid of toxic people, if you get rid of people got a bad vibes, you ever come around somebody and they just talk foolish. There's no good energy in the conversation, or it's gossip. Man, I don't know about you, but it make you just want to puke. So that's how I know, man, you got to go. Or girl, you got to go. I don't want to hear that. I need good vibes. I need good fertilizer around my seed. That's what I need.
That's right.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you had asked us, where can people find our, books? And these things were created out of those adversities, some chapters in our lives that God, allowed us to execute on these things, because we understood that someone needed to hear our story. Someone needed to see what we were doing or what we experienced. And we said, you know what? Let's create it. Our God is a creator. Come on, somebody. Yeah. Our God. So we are creators.
Right.
So we don't just stop at, okay, this was the adversity that we went through. But if God is calling a person to create something from that adversity,
right.
Even if it's just not just, but an organization, the organization that I was one of the 75 women who was honored at today was created by someone who understood what God is calling her to, Tiana's T. Right? She created something where she's honoring people. It's different causes that she's called to bring to light to people,
right,
within her influence. So she's bringing those statistics on people who have experienced breast cancer, men who might have experienced breast cancer. This month, that's what she's focused on. She's focused on, women who are married, to help support them. So it's so many things that she's called to do. Right. Let's just say she didn't move on what God has called her to do. Think about how many people who would not be impacted because she didn't step out. And so that's why I want to, just encourage your listeners, your viewers, your followers to step out in faith and do the thing that God has called you to do.
Right.
Don't be afraid.
Right. Yeah.
It may, the things that we've done, did it take time? Yes, it took time. It was focused time, but yet and still it came to fruition, right? Were there challenges? Yes, but it came to fruition in the lives that it's impacting now. It's beyond words for us.
Right.
I think Lillian, I think she said, you guys are doing so
much. I saw that.
I see that, Lillian. Hey, Lillian.
Hi, Lillian. Yeah.
Lillian.
I can see that.
And it's the different things that that we've experienced, we've seen and understand, where God is calling us to.
Right.
To be able to impact those people's impacted those people that we're called to impact.
Right.
With kingdom focus. With kingdom
That's
focus. Focus.
Kingdom living. So
Man.
that's it.
I don't know, man. I'm just I'm just glad, man, that I'm connected to you guys, because it enhanced me and it took me to a different place in life, as well, because I'm like Ra's son, man. I'm living my golden. This Ra's favorite son.
It's my jam.
Living my golden, man. These are the best years. I wish I could have done this in my 20s and 30s, but that's fine. Everything is right on time,
That's right.
Hey, man, before we go out, I want to thank God for you guys. Is there anything else that you want to share with everybody, and how to connect with the Freebay? Or hey, you got 1 minute. Do your thing.
Well, I just want to say, because I don't think I did say it. Nightclub Services is where nightclubservices.com is where people can actually get our products from if they're interested in any of one of the books, anything like that. And I would love for you to give your link, Ambino Wealth Builders.
Division Wealth Builders.
DivisionWealthBuilders.com.
Yeah, absolutely. And also too, man, if you really enjoyed this video show, this podcast today, if you could do me a big favor, go to my YouTube channel, and it's Danvino Division Empowerment on YouTube. If you can hit the like button, leave a comment, but most of all, please subscribe. That is mostly important. So if you like the show and you want to see more of this, man, and you want to give your input, you can inbox me if you want to reach out to Ross or whatever. And we're here to help you if you're ready to change your currency, your ways, your thoughts, your life. Man, we got it. We got the books. We got the material. If we don't have it, we can direct you. Okay? And we are counselors. Tell what you're going through. We can lift you up, pick you up through the grace of God. Okay. Right now, we're going to just Dave. You forgot about the pieces, the book on the pieces.
Oh man! Wow! Thank you, brother. Man, I told you. Wow. Okay. All right.
Gathering the Pieces.
All right. Okay.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, this one right here is called Gathering the Pieces. All right, and I talk about relentless faith to overcome life challenges. All right, and this is my latest book here. Okay, and I talk about, matter of fact, let me just read it real quick. I said, "There's a time to be born, there's a time to die, but what about the dash in the middle of your tombstone? You were made to live life to the fullest."
Wow.
All right, and I talk about kingdom life, kingdom logic. Okay, and then I also talk about going out evangelizing and share my faith, and some of the different things that when I went and did street evangelism, some of the encounters that I came out with. Okay, wow. So I'm talking, some wild, crazy stuff in there, and I talk about every last one of those experiences, those encounters, gathering the pieces. Yeah,
wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah. Hey, like I say, guys, you can go to YouTube. My book is also on Amazon. Just type my name in, Danny Vickers. My books will pop up.
I want my copy.
Yeah. Also,
I want my copy.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I want it.
For the first time, my book is in Barnes and Noble. The book is in Barnes and Noble, man. I'm excited about that, and it's also on the Kindle where you can just listen to the voice. Yeah. So it's on there too. So some other different places. I got a good team, working with me on producing it. So I'm happy, man. Hey man, 2020 been good to me. To be honest with you, it's been a good year for me.
Yes, yes.
It's been a good year for me, man.
Yes.
I follow the rules and regulations and all of that. I stay in. God put me in a situation where I don't have to go to work.
Come on. Come on.
Stay home and be creative.
Come on.
And get paid for it.
Come on now.
Tell you know, having a home built. Just purchased a 2020 SUV. I'm not having a job.
Come on. Come on.
It can. I'm telling you, man.
Woo.
God can make it happen, man. God can make it happen. Get connected with the right people. Tell you, and God will take you somewhere. So anyway, tune out. Thank you for the sharing with us on the Dan Vino podcast show. Love you guys.
Love you too, man. Thank you for having us, man.
All right, then. See y'all later.
All right now. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna sing this.